everyone, and welcome back to my Fusion 360 tutorial series. In the last video, I showed you how to use some basic 2D sketching commands, and in this video, we will learn about the modifying the sketching commands and apply constraint to them. I already prepared some basic 2D sketching commands to learn the modifying the sketches faster. The first command is the fillet command. So if you want to round any of the edges or any of the corner, then you can use the fillet command. So you just need to select the corner point, or you can select the two lines, corner lines, and you can give the fillet to them. Let's enter the value 5. Same way, fillet. If you want to give the radius or roundness to this triangle, then you can use the fillet command. Let's enter the value 10. Hit enter. Next command is the chamfer command. So you can provide three different type of chamfers. First one is the equal distance chamfer. So it's a similar like fillet. You just need to select the corner point, enter the value, and the chamfer is there. Or you can select the two lines at the corner, similar like fillet, enter the value, the chamfer is done. By default, chamfer angle in this equal distance chamfer should be 45 degree. So if we want to change the chamfer angle, then we can use the second one, distance and the angle chamfer. So in this we can also provide the chamfer angle and the distance both. So first we need to define the distance 15 mm, and after that we can also modify the chamfer angle. Like I want to use the 60 degree instead of 45, then I can use this one. Third chamfer is the two distance chamfer. If we need two different distances in the chamfer, then we can use this option. Like for the bottom side I need the 20 mm, and this side if I need only 5 mm, then I can use this option. Next command is the trim command. You can trim the unnecessary sketch lines from the trim command. Like if you want to delete these two lines, you just need to select the lines and the lines will be trimmed. If you want to remove that middle lines, you just need to select the lines and lines will be trimmed. You can also use the trim command by clicking the left button and hovering your mouse over the lines that you want to trim. Similar way, if you want to remove the outer lines, just hold the left click and hover your mouse through the lines that you want to trim. Next command is extend command. So if your sketch is incomplete, then you need extend command to finish your sketch, to make the full sketch complete. Extend command, you just need to select the line and line will be automatically joined and make the whole shape complete. Similarly, you just need to select the lines will be automatically joined and make the complete shape. Next command is the break command. So if you want to divide your sketch into the two parts, then you can use the break command. As you see, this circle is shown as a full sketch once we click on the circle. So if we need to divide that circle into the two arcs, then we can use the break command. Let's click on the break command. Select the intersecting line and your circle will be divided into the two parts, the first arc and the second arc. Next command is the scale command. From this command you can scale your sketch geometry. So you need to select the entities which you want to scale. You need to select the point from where you want to scale your sketch. Let's select the center point. Now you can drag this arrow and you can scale your sketch. Like say if you want to double your sketch, you can enter the 2 and your sketch is scaled. Similar way, if you want to scale your sketch from a particular point, then you can also do it. Like select the sketch scale, select the entities. If I want to make this point steady and locked and need to scale the sketch from this point, then we get to select that point, and now this point will be fixed and the overall sketch geometry will be scaled from this point. You see, this point will be steady Next command is offset command. Offset command copied the selected sketch curve to the specific distance from the original curve. Let's delete that triangle. Let's use the offset command. If I want to copy that triangle to the particular distance, then I can use the offset command. So I want the smaller triangle with the minus 10 mm distance, and it will create the offset triangle. Similar way, you can also make the outside triangle as well. Select the curve, 5 mm distance, outside curve is ready. Similar way, let's do the circle of 100 mm, do the offset. Next command is the blend curve command. This command creates the tangent or the curvature blend curve between the two sketch curves. If we use the blend curve command, it will create the blend shape over here. Similarly, if we have two different lines like this, then it will create the curvature blend curve between these two lines. The next command is the move or copy. From this command, you can simply move or copy the sketch object. First, you need to select the sketch you want to move. Like say, if you want to move this particular sketch, then double click over this sketch. It will select the whole sketch curves. Then we can simply drag from this up and down arrow or pan the sketch from this. Similarly, we also can move or copy the sketch from our keyboard shortcuts as well. Like select the sketch curve, hit Ctrl C, hit Ctrl V, and the sketch is copied. If we want to move this sketch from the particular point, then we need to first select the sketch curve, hit the M button on the keyboard. Now we can select the pivot from where we can move this sketch. Right now, the origin of the moving sketch will be over here. If you want to change that pivot, then we need to click over here, set pivot, and we can select the any of the point and hit enter over here. So now the sketch will be moved from that pivot point. Set pivot. Let's move this sketch from here, hit enter. Last command is the change parameters, which will be used in the parametric modeling. So we will explain it later. So now we have the knowledge of all basic 2D sketching commands. Now we will move forward to apply the constraint between the sketches. The first constraint is horizontal or vertical constraints. These constraints constrain a single line to a nearby vertical or horizontal axis. So this line is nearby to the horizontal axis. So if we apply the constraint, then line will be horizontal and the constraint will be shown over here. Similarly, this line is nearer to the vertical axis. So if we select, the line will be 90-degree vertical axis. The next constraint is coincident constraint. So if you want to join two nearby points of a line or a curve, then you can use the coincident constraint. Select the first point and select the second point, and the lines will be joined together. The next constraint is a tangent. It constrains a curve and another object at a single point, so both curve and object will never cross each other. So first you need to select the tangent, you need to select the curve, and you need to select the another object that we need to do the tangent. Similar way, if you want to make this circle tangential to these two lines, then first need to click the circle, click the lines, and this line and circle will be tangent to each other. Second time, select the circle and select this line, and now this circle will be tangent to these both lines. Equal constraint. It makes two different sketch objects to the similar size. So as you can see, these both lines are a different length. So as we apply the equal constraint, the length of the both line will be the same. So now if we change the any of the lengths, then the second one is automatically changed. Like if we reduce the length to the 50 mm, then second one is also reduced. By pressing Ctrl Z, you can undo the changes. let me give you another example. So as you can see, all 4 circles are the different diameter. Apply the equal command, like select the first circle, select the second circle. Now the both circle will be of 15 mm diameter. Select this circle and the third one. So they all three are in the equal constraint. Similarly, select any of them and select this. And all circle now is in 15 mm diameter. Next command is the parallel constraint. So it makes the two lines in the same direction. Like these two lines are in the different direction. If we want to make them parallel, then we can use the parallel command. So select the first line, select the second line. So whichever line you will select the first, the second line change as per the first line's direction and make both lines parallel. Similarly, if you want to make two lines perpendicular, you can use the perpendicular constraint. So this makes the two lines at the 90-degree angle. Next is fixed or unfixed constraint. It will lock the size and the location of a sketch object. Like as you see, any of the sketch object, you just click your left mouse button and you can drag the sketch anywhere you want to. But if you want to fix that rectangle at a particular location, then you just need to double click that sketch, apply the fixed or unfixed constraint, and it will show you as a green line. So whichever object is in the fixed condition, it will show on as a green line. So the sketch with the blue line you can move anywhere if the constraint is not applied to them. So now we cannot able to move that rectangular part. If we select the rectangular part again, apply the fixed or unfixed constraint, then it will release from the fixed particular location, and now you can be able to move that rectangle. Next constraint is a midpoint constraint. It will move a object to the midpoint of the another object. So if you want to move that circle to the midpoint of that rectangular part, then we can use the midpoint constraint. Like first you need to select the midpoint of the circle. Now you need to select the line of that rectangle. So that circle will be automatically in the middle part of that rectangle. The next command is the concentric command. As you see, the center point of that all three circles are at the different location. So if we apply the concentric command, select the first circle and select the second circle, so the center point will be the same for both of the circles. If we select the second circle and the third circle, then the all three circles will be in the concentric constraint. The next constraint is a collinear constraint. It will make all selected lines in the same lines. Like if you see, the both lines are in the different direction and also not in the same line. So if we select the collinear command, select the first line and select the second line. Now as if you can see, the both lines are in the same direction. So if you move any of the lines, then both of the lines will be in the same line and it will be in the collinear condition. Next constraint is a symmetric constraint. If you want to make these two shapes symmetric, then you just need to click the symmetry constraint, select the first sketch, select the second sketch and select the particular axis, symmetric axis, third one. So as you see, the both circles will be in the same and the symmetric. Similarly, if you want to make this shape symmetric to this axis, then you can use the symmetry command. Like select first shape, select second shape, select the symmetry line. As you can see, both the shape is in the symmetric condition. The last constraint is a curvature constraint. It will create a smooth curvature between the two objects. Like as you can see, the joining of that line and the curve is not making the smooth curvature over here. So if we select the curvature portion, select the first line, select that curvature, then it will make the continuous smooth curve like this. Similarly, joining of this line and this spline will not make the smooth curvature over here. So we just need to select the first line, select the spline line, and it will make the continuous curvature. The applied constraint on the sketches will be shown as the applied constraint icons nearer to the sketch lines. As if you can see, the symmetry constraint is applied over the sketches. So if we drag this sketch, the shape will be in the symmetric condition. So if we select on the constraint and if we delete that constraint, then now the symmetric constraint will remove and the sketch is not in the symmetric condition. Similarly, vertical axis constraint will be applied over here and shown over here. Similarly, concentric constraint will be applied in these three circles and shown as this icon. Midpoint constraint over here. This line has two constraints applied. First is the horizontal axis constraint. Second one is the perpendicular constraint between these two lines. These two lines are parallels to each other, so parallel constraints are applied. Now I guess you guys will have a solid understanding of how to modify the sketches and apply constraints to create accurate and precise design in Fusion 360. In the next videos, I will brief about all the 3D modeling commands and we will start creating some basic 3D shapes.